guys, I'm Chez Pride, and today I am doing my final 2 kit reviews in The Sims 4 ever, due to the direction of The Sims 4 going with the marketplace and whatnot, and I've already made a whole video on that, but these last 2 kits that I actually got for free when I bought the Royalty and Legacy bundle pack, and I will soon make videos on the Royalty and Legacy pack. I know I'm a little late on the bandwagon for that, but I basically in this video want to go over the kits and the concept of the bundle. So basically until March 15th, the Sims team has put out a Royalty and Legacy bundle till that date where you can buy the pack and get the 2 kits, the Tea Time Solarium kit and the Silver Screen Style kit for free. And in this video, I want to both review the kits and give you my honest opinion on them, and then at the end tell you if I think the bundle is worth jumping on since it is the final week that the bundle is out. But I will honestly give you my first thoughts. I kind of doubt that I will think it's worth it unless you just end up really liking the kits and you're planning on getting the pack and the 2 kits anyways. And honestly, just from first glance, I wish they were more on theme with the expansion pack. They kind of are on theme, but I feel like they could have been more Royalty and Legacy themed. I mean, I know if they had done like a My Pet Stuff type situation, they probably would have been mad, and by they I mean like the Sims community, but I feel like they could have made it a little bit more royalty type theme than a tea time kit and a fancy modern look Kratos kit. But that's just my personal opinion. I'm still going to be trying to go into this with an open mind and actually judge the kits for what they are. So before we actually look at what's in the packs, let's look at the bundle deal online so you can see exactly what you get in this bundle for how much. And also, I just want to make a quick side note to be aware. I'm staying at a friend's apartment right now, and there is her animals and her neighbors. So if something loud happens or I have to stop to keep care of one of the animals from making noises and whatnot, I truly do apologize. I am trying. This is my first time ever recording in her apartment, so we'll see how this goes. So like I said, I'm not going to be reviewing anything to technically do with the Royalty and Legacy expansion pack. In this video, it will just be covering the kits, but I did want to go over the concept of the bundle with you guys because I don't think they're gonna do this again, but honestly, who knows? From what I understand, when the marketplace comes into effect, we are no longer gonna be getting expansion packs, game packs, or stuff packs. It'll just be kits and maker packs. So they're probably not going to have a chance to do this again, which is why they really wanted this bundle to sell, and they really wanted to push this last expansion pack before it ever went on sale. So if you are familiar with how expansion packs has come up past, basically you know that whenever an expansion pack comes out, they push free content items that you can only get for a certain amount of time when you buy the pack at full price when it first comes out. It normally is like the first couple months you can get these 3 items, and before that time runs out, the pack will never go on sale. So that's their market scheme of like, hey, let's try to push these people into buying this. And my opinions on that have always been that it's not really worth it for just 3 items. If you can't afford the pack and you want to wait for it to go on sale, I don't think 3 items are going to kill you. But, you know, some people think the items are worth it. My opinion kind of varies pack to pack. There are some items, kind of like this middle item here, that I'm just like, that's really cool. I would really like to have that. And I always buy the pack during this time, not for the content, but just because I make reviews on the content. So I end up getting the items most of the time anyways. But if I was not buying content to review and I was trying to save my money and I was trying to wait for it to go on sale, I don't think the 3 items will persuade me, even if I think it's really cool. Normally, even the items I think is cool, there's like another version of them in the game even after this. So I feel like it's not too worth it. But with that being said, like I said, they want to really sell this last expansion pack before it ever goes on sale. So they try to make the deal a little bit sweeter, and on the same time scale as these 3 items, they have decided to give you 2 kits valued at $5 for free. So basically after March 15th, you'll be able to get the Royalty and Legacy expansion pack for $39.99 and get none of this. And you'll still be able to buy the 2 kits for $5 each, and you'll lose out on the digital content. Is it worth it to get it when all of that can save you money if you're getting that? If you are getting the kit and the pack, I feel like it could be worth bundling your money, but you have to keep in mind, what if this goes off on sale for like 50% off? Okay, so then it's like $20. Then you could buy the kits for $10 and it would still save you $10 versus the $40. You just wouldn't get the free digital content. So they're just trying to add more for your buck, so you'll buy it before it goes on sale. Yes, it could be beneficial if you think all of these packs are worth it. But if you don't, and even if you do, if you waited long enough for like a certain sale, you could still save money. But I don't know, like my opinion stands where if you like these kits, sure, go for them. But I personally, if I wasn't already buying it just when I could afford it, as soon as I could afford it, then I probably wouldn't worry too much on these kits. The tea time I would probably be more willing to buy versus the Create a Sim kit. But like I said, it's kind of still the same opinion I have on the digital content, unless it's just something you want and you don't want to spend the money on. It's not going to be worth it. It's not worth going out of your way just to get kits for free if it's not something that really catches your eye. And you can buy these kits separately. You don't have to buy them with the expansion pack. So you could just get the kits for $10 and not get the expansion pack if you're trying to save some money. But I'm actually really excited about the Royalty and Legacy expansion pack. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little sad it's taken me this long to start reviewing it. I am actually excited for it. But let's go ahead and look down below, and I just want to read you a couple of descriptions to kind of go over what these kits are about. Obviously, we kind of know what Royalty and Legacy is about, but let's look at the kits that they're trying to sell with it. So these are the 3 digital content items. I've been over this in previous videos, but you have a crown of leaf sparkle, so you have like basically a flower crown. You have the Enemies to Lovers practice dummy, which comes in different swatches like the Grim Reaper and the Sad Clown. And then you have a Under the Stars lantern, so basically just a fancy light. But you also get the 2 kits. So we have a build and buy kit that is the tea time kit. So it says design a social space that is not quite outside and yet still separate from the daily bustle of the main house, with willow walls, a flooring trellis, and a delicate speaker shaped like a rock. The furniture fit for a garden or sitting room you'll craft is the perfect spot to spill the tea with friends. An elegant tea party requires a beautiful space, good conversation, and of course, tea, as well as other refreshments. This collection features a delicate tea set and tea tray that are both functional and lovely to look at, as well as a new banquet table. So there is functional items, and like I said, I could kind of see where this one would fit in with a royalty pack. Like tea parties are very royal type theme, but also it's not 100% royal. I do think this is cute. I just don't know if it's worth not waiting for you to save your money if you don't have the money to get this. And then we have the Create a Sim kit, which is the silver screen style kit. It says the silver screen style kit, bold, beautiful, and dangerous. Look confident and capable in sparkling jewelry, a flux fur trimmed coat, and a sleek shoe, in addition to gowns and suits that create classic silhouettes. The Sims 4 silver screen style look at the part, embody an unstoppable persona, dress the moment you discover a scandal and reveal your secret plot or get away with your prize. These are dramatic looks for when you want to feel iconic. Here are the pictures here, and as you can see, it's kind of like gives like early 50s fancy vibe, almost like rich person in the 50s, and that could go with modern royalty. Like this kind of gives modern royalty vibes, but I don't know if it's on brand enough, honestly. Like that's just really my main thing is like, is it worth getting it with this pack, or is it just something to add on? That is kind of the deal on what the bundle is and how it works. And now I'm going to go into game and actually review the two kits, starting with the Kratos one, because I just think it makes sense that when you jump into the game, you first make a family, so reviewing the Kratos one just seems logical in my head. So if you've ever seen one of my Kratos reviews before, you know how this pattern goes. Basically, I go through and I get a masculine and feminine sim for every age group that the pack has content for. This time is teens and older, so basically adults, and I go ahead and filter every single section by the pack, and I go through each section, show you if there's content or not in it, and then go through every single item and then pick out my favorite outfit for that sim. But this time I've actually given us two pairs of sims to do this with, even though they're the same age range. Basically, I could not choose between the land grabs and the goss, because I just felt like in different ways this pack represented both of these families really well. And I know they're using like all the townies, including Don Lothario and stuff, for the pictures for this kit, so these are already associated with this kit, but I felt like these two actually really fit the vibe of the kit for different reasons. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show off the items on the land grabs and then give them an outfit, and then after I look at all the outfits and items, I'm going to give the goss a makeover as well. We are going to start with Jeffrey, because I always go ahead and do the masculine sims first, because I feel like they typically get less, so it's easier to show them off first. And I've went ahead and given them a second outfit to where I don't have to worry about their current clothes, but I left his glasses on, but we're about to replace them, because even though there's no hair or facial hair or makeup in this kit, we do have new hats and accessories, starting with a new pair of glasses. So of course he needs a new pair of glasses, and honestly I think these look really good on him. They're like kind of a fancier style of the glasses he already had. They're like oval and they have a shiny metal. It looks like we have several metal colors. Oh, and it looks like they come in shaded and not shaded. So we have like a gold with shaded and not shaded, a lighter gold that's shaded and not shaded. We have it in silver, we have it in like a greenish color, and we have it in black. He's a land grab. I feel like the first swatch, or even maybe the lighter gold, fits him really well, so we're gonna go with that. And then we also have a new hat. Honestly, I think this is better for Nancy, but I will show it off on him because the emails also have other hats to show off. I'll probably just end up giving it to Nancy though. I don't think I'm gonna give it to him, though I do like it. I'm a big fedora fan. I really like the striped fedora. Like this is something I would literally wear. I honestly think this is a really good shape for a fedora compared to the other fedoras we have. It's actually really nice, but I don't think it's his style. But for masculine, that is literally all on the top category. I believe both these kits come with 25 items, I'm assuming. I actually forgot to check, but like the last 10 kits I reviewed, they all had 25 items, so I'm just assuming. Let's go ahead and go to the clothes. I think I'm gonna do the full body outfits first, and then we'll go to tops and bottoms, and then accessories and shoes, because there is no... Oh, there is a styled look. Did the females get a styled look? I thought they didn't get a styled look. Why did they give the male sims a styled look and not the females? Okay, well maybe I'll go through the styled look first, just so I don't forget it, because I had it in my head because I saw that Nancy didn't have one, that this pack didn't have one. So let's go ahead. We have Dapper Detective, and this feels wrong. I feel like I do this after every single time. Like this is the last thing I review. But here it is. We're getting a little sneak preview, I guess. It's kind of like looking at the styled rooms. But honestly, I only like the brown swatch in that outfit. Everything else is kind of not my style. But let's go ahead and look at the full body outfits for the masculine Sims. So we have this outfit, which I think is very Mortimer goth. I could see Mortimer wearing this. This is totally Mortimer. Oh, I like the all white swatch, honestly. The all white swatch and honestly the green. Like, I normally hate this color green, but for some reason it just works with that. I feel like there's way too many creams. I mean, I know it kind of fits the vibe of the pack, but I just wish there was a little bit more color in it. But there's that. And then we have this like detective looking one. I don't know. It's kind of like trench coat vibe with the striped or the plaid pants. I don't know. In some swatches, I definitely feel like it gives detective vibes. And then we had this fancy fur coat. Honestly, I kind of love this on him. Why is this kind of like hilariously funny being on him? I just feel like he's such normally a casual guy, and this is just like so opposite. And then this is more Jeffrey style. So we have kind of just like a buttoned up top with some straps attaching the pants. Why suspenders? I knew the word for them. Oh, and some of them have like dirty swatches. Why do they have dirt on them? I feel like that's a weird choice considering this is supposed to be like fancy wear. Well, I kind of like I kind of like that swatch on him. I don't know why. I feel like that fits him. But let's also look at the tops and the bottoms. So we have this suit top right here. It's a like striped top. Honestly, it fits the theme of the other one, but I kind of like it better. I think I like this. Oh no, it has different patterns too. It has like this fancy pattern on it. Okay. Yeah, I like this suit top better than the full suit. I think this is nice. We have, I guess some of this is supposed to be casual. I thought all of this was supposed to be fancy, but no, some of this is casual. So we have like this leather, I'm assuming leather jacket, like colorful. Is it cotton or is it leather? The first swatch may look like a brown leather, but maybe it's cotton. I don't know, but it's basically just a little nice jacket to wear during the winter time. And then we have a bow tie with a scarf. I kind of love this. I actually really love this. Actually, I think this would look better on Mortimer than the other one. The other one gave Mortimer vibes, but this gives very Mortimer vibes. And then we have this little shirt. I don't love the way it does on the stomach, like with highlighting the bottom part. I do think the scarf looks a little too puffed. Like, I'm glad it has texture and like stands up, but I feel like it's just tied weird. I don't know. I feel like the shirt just looks weird. It's just like the idea of it I like, but the actual product, I'm just like, it kind of looks weird. But I'll give him this little blue jacket for now so we can look at the bottoms, which there's only one bottom, and we have, let me look at the belt here. It's a simple suit pant with a simple belt. This first swatch is brown stripes. We have blue stripes, gray stripes. We have the black and white checkers. So this kind of is meant to go with that top that I was saying would be good on Mortimer. And honestly, why do I like this for him? The solid white blue. Oh god. Okay, do I want to do this or do I want to do the full body outfit? I like the blue on him, but I don't love the dirty swatch. I did say I was going to give him like something. What swatch did I say? I said this one, but I think this one actually fits him better. I guess since I'm giving Mortimer a two-piece, let's give him this because I feel like this is very Jeffrey. And then we have some accessories. So we have a pair of gloves. They're very like kind of shiny. I was not expecting that. I don't know. I don't love the striped with the leathery look, but I don't know. I guess they're nice. We need more gloves that are this length on the wrist. And then we have some fancy rings if you want to be real fancy and rich like and put on some rings. I don't think this is Jeffrey's style, but here is all the swatches here. There we go. And then we have one pair of shoes for the masculine Sims. So we have this, like, I always want to call these fancy bowling shoes. I know they're just like old school fancy shoes, but they look like bowling shoes to me. All right, but here are all the swatches. A bunch of neutral swatches, basically. Oh, and there's some that aren't like the bowling pattern. Okay, those are better. Honestly, I actually like those better. I could see him wearing those. We got Jeffrey's look here. Now let's let's go into Nancy so we can look at the feminine category here. So we will start with the head, and of course there's no hair, no makeup, and we do have some hats and accessories though. So let's look at the hats. We already looked at the fedora, but honestly I might give that to her anyways. But let's look at the scarf and the other hat comes with. So these are just under the feminine category. Of course you can always turn off the feminine category and everything will go on everyone, but here we have this scarf. Honestly, it's a cute scarf. It's just not her vibe. Like, I don't feel that like this is appropriate for Nancy to wear. Maybe like in like her cold weather wear or something, but I'm not feeling the vibe for her. But I do think it's cute. And then this hat I actually think is really cute. I like the fedora more on her, but this hat is actually super cute. I don't know. I really like it. I really like it. The little jewel on it is super cute. I actually like it in the all white, which I never like anything in all white. Like even my wedding dress wasn't white. So the fact that I like the all white is very interesting to me. But I did want to give her the fedora. I'm thinking, let's see. What color screams Nancy? I kind of like the all white fedora. I feel like that's like Nancy vibes. All right. We do have some accessories too. So the same glasses. I'm not going to give those to her because she doesn't wear glasses. Oh, it's besides sunglasses, of course. And then we have some big flower diamond jeweled earrings that come in a bunch of fancy jewel colors. I kind of like the like gold and silver on her. And then we have some pearls. It has a matching little flower thing, but I think the pearl and the necklace are honestly better on their own. They do go together. Like the swatches are there. But I can see the pearl necklace more on Bella and Nancy having the earrings. I think I'm going to keep them separated. But that is everything for the top category. Now let's go into the full body outfits. So we actually have a pantsuit for the females that matches the pantsuit for the males, but it's just in feminine form. Well, it's not the exact same, but it has basically the same color swatches. I don't know. I really like it. We don't get a lot of pantsuits that are specifically made for women. So I actually really like that. And then we have this fancy dress, which they show Bella Goth in, and I can see why. This totally gives Bella Goth vibes. I'll honestly probably put her in this. Like, I totally see Bella wearing this. Oh, I kind of really like the polka dots. Maybe I'll give her the polka dots. Fun. Oh my god, there's cheetah print. Oh, wait, I kind of like that on Nancy. I shouldn't like it, but I like it. They also have a fur coat. Honestly, this also very much gives Nancy vibes. I could see Nancy in a fur coat, especially a white fur coat. Like, yes, this is Nancy vibes. So we have a bunch of brown colors and whatnot. Oh, it also comes in cheetah. But then we have one more dress, and this is like a medium length dress, but it has like some lace on it, and it shows a little bit of the abdomen. And honestly, I really like this dress. I don't think it's Nancy or Bella vibes, but I think it's a cute dress. I actually really like the yellow swatch. I could totally see a sim that was just born that's about to be in an upcoming video wearing this when she gets older. I don't know. I really like that. I kind of like the cheetah on her though. Why do I like the cheetah on Nancy? I feel like it's just like so Nancy. But let's go ahead and look at the tops and the bottoms. So we have simple type of blouse here that kind of has like a button to the sleeve attaching to the corset part. I don't know. I think it's cute. I do think it's cute. It's not exactly what I was expecting, and I don't love all of the swatches. Like the checker, I'm not a huge fan of. This I like. I don't love all the swatches, but I do like the actual shirt itself. And we have this cute little blazer moment. I think this is actually really nice. I like this a lot. So we can have a little blazer moment. I wish this came in the cheetah print. That would be fun. And then we have fur coat. Oh, does this come in the cheetah print? Because the other long fur coat that matched this had cheetah. If this has cheetah, oh, it has zebra and tiger and cheetah. Okay, and white leopard. You know what? We might go with the white leopard. That's good. But this is going to be the one to be easiest to show off pants with. So for now, I'm just going to show the skirt off with this top because I do think it's meant to go with it. But it's just a typical pin skirt with a nice little belt. Very simple, but it matches everything in the pack and I like it. And then let's go ahead and pick out, I think, honestly, I'm going to go with this skirt and this jacket. I just feel like that's Nancy vibes. Let's go to the accessories. Same accessories, so I'm just going to give her the rings that we didn't give her husband because this very much gives her vibes. And then we'll go ahead and look at the shoes. She does have a pair of heels. It's honestly a really cute pair of heels. Like, this is something I would wear in real life if it was like black, which the last swatch is black. So I don't know. I actually really like these shoes. I think these are cute. Like, in the solid swatches, the ones with multiple colors I'm not a fan of, but like the solid swatches, that's like kind of cute. Honestly, I have no problem with that. So I think that is going to be Nancy's look here. I don't know. I feel like if the skirt was orange, it would be perfect. But we'll give that to Nancy. And then, like I said, real quick, I do want to give the Goss a new look as well. So I've went ahead and also given them a bear outfit. So I think we decided to go with this for Mortimer, and of course it has to be red. It should be the bright red though. And then we'll get some pants that somehow match. I feel like the black is more appropriate for Mortimer. All right, we'll go with that. Maybe he can have the gloves. He could have like red gloves and some black shoes. Maybe he can have like sunglasses. And he normally does he normally have glasses? I can't remember. No, but I feel like he would be the one to have glasses, not regular glasses, just like sunglasses. There's Mortimer's look, and then I already said what dress I was going with for Bella, which is the one they already had her in. But I was gonna go in the polka dots. So let's do that. Does the hat? Well, it does kind of go with this outfit. I feel like, I don't know, I know I want to do the pearls on her. Is the pearls and the hat too much? Actually, no, I think the hat adds on to the pearls. And I liked it in the white, so maybe we'll give it to her in the white. I know it would be more appropriate in the black, but maybe I will go with black because Nancy has a white hat on. Even though I liked it better in the white, I think I'm going to give it black for Bella. And then we will also give her those same shoes, but in red. I think that's cute. Maybe we'll also just give her some rings as well, just to add to the fun of it. So that is my final review for this kit. Honestly, I think this kit is really cute. I actually really enjoyed it more than I thought I would. I still stand on the fact I don't think it really goes with the Royalty and Legacy pack as much as I would like. I would like something that I could have used for more like royal families to go with the Royalty and Legacy bundle, but again, I know they're trying not to get the hate of like the first stuffed pet kit. I know it's not the exact same concept, but they probably were thinking about the lashback of that, but I would really like to see something with like fancy ball gowns and stuff like that. This is definitely more like early 50s rich people vibe with some casual stuff. I like it. I don't know if, unless you're gonna already get this kit, if it's worth rushing and getting the bundle while it still lasts, because this could be totally separate. Like you could probably, if this was more your style than the Royalty and Legacy pack, you could just get this for $5 and it'd be way cheaper than the bundle. But I do like it. I think I like most of the items. There was a couple items that I was like, for the most part. I actually really liked this more than I thought I would. But now I'm going to review the Build and Buy kit, which is the one that I thought was a little bit more on theme with the Royalty and Legacy pack. Alright, so automatically mixed emotions, but I don't know if this is coming from this pack being glitched or if this is just a glitch in the game right now, because I already reviewed another Build and Buy kit since the most recent patch update and this wasn't a problem, but basically everything you see highlighted here is stuff I've clicked on and it said there was something new and then there wasn't something new. And even when I exited out of the filter, because as the same with the Create a Sim kit, I am filtering everything by the Build and Buy kit, there was nothing new there. There was nothing starred from another pack. So this is all just highlighted and saying there's new stuff, but there is no new stuff in those categories and the gold just won't go away. That is really annoying. I don't like that. But we do actually have a decent amount of build stuff in this pack. I was kind of surprised. I was more happy about it when I thought we had all of this as well. But no, we don't have stairs or a new foundation. I built it because I thought we did because everything was highlighted. But no, I should have looked ahead of time. But we do have new windows and doors as well as a new fountain. So we do have a decent amount of build stuff compared to previous packs. I also think we have a new column. Yeah, we have a new column as well. So let's go ahead and look at that, and then we'll look at the buy items, because this isn't a total build kit like the Castle Estate kit, but it definitely does have more build stuff than previous kits in my opinion. And it does have a pre-made room to start out with, which I love when they do the pre-made rooms. I just think that is really nice because it kind of shows you, one, how it can be used with nothing but the base game, and two, how they intend it for you to use it. Even though it's The Sims 4, you can do what you want. So we have the tea time solarium. It is actually more basic than I thought it would be, but it's still cute. And we have like a yellow and blue swatch, we have a neutral swatch, and we have like a blue and red and pink swatch. I think I like the all neutral swatch the best, so I'm just gonna, I put the perfect amount of room for that. Okay, but here we have it. So we actually have new windows and new doors that match, and there's an open and closed version of the doors. So here's the closed and here's the open, here's the 2 wide and here's the 1 wide window. Of course, we have the main centerpiece, which is the new table, which we have a new mashing banquet table to go with it, fancy new chairs, a little table over here that matches, a rug, a new bar cart, which does that have desserts on it? Is it tea or dessert? Or what is that? I think those are desserts. Yeah, those are desserts. And then little teas on the bottom. Okay, that's cute. It's like a tea cart. We don't really have that, which I appreciate. Let's also look at the stuff on the table as well. This is the new tea set. Is this a new tea set or is this this is like sugar and milk. Okay, sugar and milk, new desserts tray, new plants. I like the fact that this is 3 items instead of 1 large item. I thought it was like a room divider, but it's actually just like a wall piece that you can line up the 3 pieces together. And then also the new lamps have plants on as well. I really like this fountain. I hope it's not like the other fountain in the other kit where there's no running water. I think this one will have water. Those are probably, are those new flowers? Are those new flowers? Hold on. Let me just take a little look. Those are new flowers. Okay. They look kind of similar to some base game ones we have. Oh, we also have new little windows as well. So it's kind of all the new stuff that they showed off. Is obviously not every single item, but it has most of the items. And from there, let's go ahead and take a look-see at what comes in build mode. So nothing else highlighted, but we do have new doors and windows. So let's start with those. We have the closed and open version. Yeah, they're all short wall height, which honestly I've been appreciating them putting more short wall heights doors, because I feel like most people just use short wall height. We have 2 doors, and of course they have the same swatches. They actually have more swatches than I was expecting. Okay, so we have like a light blue, a teal, a pink, a white, a black. Oh, they have a same colors but different glass. So we have a glass with like a curved part. Then we have these roses with like some have stained glass. Then we have just plain wooden swatches, more roses, and then some plain swatches, just the windows with nothing in them as well. Honestly, I'm kind of living for the roses. Look at that. That's adorable. Okay, and then we have the same thing but in the open door swatch. So let me match those. And we have 4 new windows. Oh, I thought we had 3 new windows. No, we have 4 new windows. So we have this window, we have this window, we have this window, and we have this window. Okay, so let's take a look-see here. So obviously all the swatches on these are going to match, and they're also going to match the doors. So I think I'm just going to show it. Well, no, I'll show them off in all of those windows. I try to sometimes, if things have similar swatches and patterns, just to show it off on one object, but it literally is like not that many objects, so we'll have time for that today. So let's go ahead and look at all these swatches real quick. They all match, so we don't have to look at them too in detail, but so you know what it looks like. I was actually curious what it looked like in the small window specifically. I don't know. I thought that I'm kind of sad the roses don't show up in the small window. And then we have the long window, which honestly we need more windows this size. So I will take that. But again, no roses. No roses. That kind of makes me sad. Okay, but let's go ahead and maybe put those in the brown swatch. And then we can go ahead and look at the column, which I was not expecting a column. That one actually really threw me. So we have it in the light blue, we have it in the teal, we have it in the pink, we have it in the white, we have it in the black, we have it in the light brown, and we have it in a medium type of brown. And then we also do have the new fountain in this area. So let's go ahead and maybe place that down over here, and let's take a look at the swatches. So we have a black swatch, dark green, brass, like mint green, a teal, a pink, a white, a brass, a white, and a almost like dirty teal, like a rusted teal. That's very interesting. I kind of like the brass. And is that everything in build mode? I guess so. I don't think there's anything. All the gold is throwing me off. Like, I don't know if I should double check or, yeah, everything else is, there's nothing in anything else. So that's everything in build mode. But honestly, for a kit that's not a build mode kit, that's a decent amount. That's honestly a decent amount. It takes up a lot of item count space there. But now we can go ahead and take a look-see at our actual buy item category. So let's go ahead and check this stuff out. So I guess we will start with all the new chairs and tables, which is only one new chair, but we have several new tables, including a banquet table, which I think is real fun. And then we can put the banquet table there because all of those match, so I want to put them together. And then we can take a look at the swatches of all this. So I'm assuming the chairs and the table are going to match, but the bar cart is going to be a little different. Oh, the item on top of the bar cart actually was separate. Oh, I was just assuming that to be a part of the bar cart. But no. Okay. Now let's look at the one and only chair, which I'm a little surprised that there was only one chair for like a tea party set. You would think there'd be at least two. But I'm sure that the medals pretty much match the cart medals. You have the roses and the little curly thing, basically the same type of swatches we had in the doors, which is pretty good. And then we have the three tables, and the three tables are going to match. Obviously they have all the same swatches, so I might just like show it off on the banquet table since they literally just all look like a different size version of this. Oh, I kind of like the roses. The roses are quite nice actually. All right. And we also have pink and green roses. Well, there's a bunch of roses, but I liked the red roses specifically. But there's a bunch of different types of roses, some plain, some stripes, some pretty matching patterns to everything else. And then let's go ahead and take a look at the stuff that goes on the table. So we have the new tea set itself. We have the sugar and milk that go with it. We have the dessert table. We have this little dessert thing, which looks kind of weird on the banquet table, but it fits right in the center, so I guess I'll put it there. So apparently you can put stuff on the banquet table. Can you put stuff in the corner? I thought the other one had stuff in the corner. Maybe it's like just too big of a tile. Let me see what this flower. Oh yeah, the flower can fit on here. So this little dessert thing takes up more space than you would think. All right, but we have a plant. I'll put the plant over here on this table. And anything else that can go on a table? I guess this rocks. No, the rock speaker does not go on the table. I think that's all that physically goes on the table, but I'm also going to go ahead and put out the other plant here as well as the umbrella, because I feel like the umbrella just goes perfectly with the table set, because I think it's literally meant to go with the tables and chairs. I like the umbrella there lining up wise, but it makes a shadow on the stuff, so I actually might move it. That my OCD is satisfied. Let's look. So let's look at the actual tea and dessert stuff first, because this is an actual functional tea tray. At the end of this video, I'm going to go and click on it and see what all kind of tea we can get with it. But we have this very China looking gold and white. We have the same thing in blue and gold. We think same thing in pink and gold, yellow and gold, copper and blue, copper in a floral pattern, a gold with a teal floral pattern, a gold with a pink floral pattern, a plain light purple. Honestly, we don't have a lot of light purples in this pack, but I'm digging it. We have an orange and blue. We have like an all white with a flower pattern on it, and then like a black with a gold flower pattern on it. And then we have a matching little sugar and milk set here. No patterns on it, all just plain swatches, but the same colors. And then we have the dessert tray, which honestly, the dessert shapes stay the same, but all the colors change. And actually, it's really cool. I know these are not meant to be Pokeball, but for some reason, these just make me think Pokeball. Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay. But now let's look at the other dessert items. So this has multiple desserts on it as well. Yeah, same concept. The dessert shapes stay the same, but the swatches change. And then, of course, the metal swatches change to match everything else. So we have that. And now let's go ahead and look at the plants. So we have this little watering can vase filled with flowers. We have something like this in base game, but I actually think this one looks way nicer. It's definitely more modern, more upgraded. Not modern, but like modern day, I should say. And honestly, that last swatch is beautiful. And then we also have this plant. I actually love any plant like this. There's a couple of plants like this or similar to this in the game now, and I've been obsessed with all of them. So I really like that, honestly. I'm always looking for a new umbrella. Now, this is not my favorite umbrella. The swatches are not my favorites. There's a couple of cute ones, but most of them are not really my vibe. I kind of like this. This is so different from everything else I've liked, but I do like that. I like the plain swatch. The purple stripes I'm not against, and honestly the pink flowers are kind of cute, and I wish I liked this more because everything else I've seen in this swatch I've really liked, but for some reason on the umbrella it's just like not my favorite. But I do like the fact we got a new umbrella because I don't think we have enough umbrellas in the game, honestly. It's just a fact. We don't have enough umbrellas. And this one actually provides a good amount of shade. I'm kind of happy about that, honestly. And then let's go with the opposite of shade and look at our wall light real quick. Put this on the wall over here to take a look at. And honestly, I think this is really pretty. I like this light. I'm curious of how much light it will actually give off, but the gold is really pretty in that. Okay, but hold on real quick. I like to test the light. Oh, for a wall light, that's actually a really good amount of light. Hold on, that's actually a decent light. I approve of that light. And this is from someone that doesn't use a lot of wall lights for the actual light itself, because I don't think they give off enough light most of the time. And then we also have a couple of decorations that are not for a table. So we have a rug, we have this wall divider that you can put together and link. We also have a speaker. This isn't a decoration, but it's the last item. So I will go ahead and place it down so we can take a look at the rock speaker, because I'm quite intrigued by that. Actually, that's something I've been wanting. So let's go ahead and take a look at this rug. Honestly, so far, I've not seen a swatch I like this rug in. So we have the stripes with the floral. Okay, the pastel stripes aren't bad. We have a bright teal with orange flowers. We have like a white with a gold. We have that rose flower one, which isn't horrible. I can definitely see how this theme could be put together for a room. We have this light gray. We have the same flower but with a blue outline, pink little swirly, a green little swirly, and a red rug with orange flowers. Honestly, I don't know why, but I actually really like this one. And then we have the rose, what do they call this? A rose trellis? Yes, a secret garden trellis. All right, so we have it in multiple rose colors, multiple metal colors. They are all in here, all the colors that match everything. And honestly, I actually really like the black with the yellow roses. That's actually really neat to me. And then we also have the rock speaker. So yeah, this rock pretty much matches most of the rocks in the base game, as well as some additional fun swatches like a pink rock. And that, I believe, is actually every single item in this pack. Now, I do feel like if they were going to put this small amount of buy stuff, that they would put a few more build mode objects. But honestly, I just kind of wish in general that they would give us more items and kits, because I feel like it's just gone down. I just feel like the number has gone down. Kind of what's going on with the Sims in general. They kind of just are very much wanting your money and give you less content than they did back in the day. They've always been kind of bad about it, but it's just recently been way worse. And I did want to test a few of these things here real quick. So I just want to recolor some of this stuff real quick because I do want to get pictures in here. So let's go ahead and we will perhaps come here and we'll see what kind of tea they give and what kind of stuff they give on the banquet table. So if we click serve food, we have most of the regular options, honestly. Like, this is most of what comes on most of the buffet tables. Some of them have different things. I do feel like this one has more variety than a lot of them, but I'm just curious if we click serve all, what assortments we would get. And then maybe Nancy here, you can come restock the tea. Oh, does it not give you options for different teas? It just is a regular tea. I was kind of hoping we would get like different options for the teas, but I guess not. Oh, we can grab a snack with this too. This is also functional. So let's go ahead and maybe come have Mortimer grab, let's see, it just gives a bunch of different cupcakes and cookies basically. So maybe we can have him get a red velvet cupcake. I feel like that's pretty. Is this functional? No, it just says make heirloom. I think everything else is not functional. Maybe we can just have Jeffrey come here and let's have him take a seat, and then we can have everyone kind of grab tea or whatnot once Nancy serves it. Does Nancy actually have an interaction, or does it just come up like the food does? Yeah, it just comes up like the food does. So speaking of, let's see what food we got. Oh yeah, this is pretty standard choices for a buffet table. Like I said, some of them have more unique choices, but this is pretty standard here. So let's maybe have everyone come and grab some tea. So I think we all have to click individually. There we go. I want to get a picture of y'all drinking your tea at the table. I kind of wish the lighting was better in here. I guess I will take what I get. Oh, the ceiling is not painted either. I think it would look better with the glass ceiling, but that's just my personal opinion. And with that, I don't think there's anything else I wanted to test out. Honestly, I will say both of the kits I ended up liking more than I thought I would. I did not think I would like them as much as I did. I still stand by the point that they do somewhat go with the Royalty and Legacy pack, but I don't think that they fit in enough to really qualify as a bundle. If I was wanting to purchase all of these, which I do think I, at this point, probably would have chose to purchase all of them either way. I'm glad I got the bundle, but I don't think it's worth rushing to get the bundle before it ends. I know I kind of waited last minute to talk about this on a video. Well, I did talk about it on a video, but this is my first time reviewing the kits or like actually going over what is in the kits. Like I said, I think I like them more than I was expecting, but I don't know, unless you're just like me and want it to get the kits, if it's worth waiting and not getting the stuff on sale. I mean, the 3 items in the bundle that come with the expansion pack, yeah, you'll get that unless you don't get it before March 15th. But the kits, I feel like, could just stand by themselves. I don't feel like it has to be in a bundle. And really, even if you were gonna get all 3, if you waited till the pack was like 50% off and then bought the kits with it, then you would still save more money that way. But I guess with the way that they're going to be introducing the moolah system, it's not gonna really matter anymore because you can't buy kits with actual money after that. You can still buy the expansion pack with your regular money or moolah. We all know that I'm not a fan of the moolah because after this bundle pack, I'm literally not buying any more content for The Sims 4, which means I just have to wrap up a couple of more videos for Enchanted by Nature, a couple of more videos for Adventure Awaits, and then do some reviews for Royalty and Legacy. And I have a couple of gameplay things I want to do as well. But after that, I will just be playing with the content I have. I feel like I've spent a lot of money on Sims 4 content over the years. I've pretty much reviewed almost everything. There was a couple of things I didn't get. There was a couple of things I got and didn't review because I didn't like them as much, and I kind of regret buying them, like Get Famous and Eco Lifestyle. Honestly, I just kind of wish I never got those packs. I never got the Star Wars pack. Honestly, there is one pack I regret not getting, and I might get it. I think I might do like a final review on that, but after that, the reviews for Sims 4, besides like just base game updates and events, are pretty much going to be over after I get done reviewing Royalty and Legacies, which will be interesting because reviews have always been a huge thing on my channel. It's like half my content. With that being said, I'm going to end this one here. I hope you enjoy this video and found it educational if you made it to this point, because that was the whole purpose. And you may not have the same opinion as me, but like I said, I like the kits. I just don't know, unless you are just specifically wanting every single thing in the bundle, if it's worth going and getting the bundle. You could eventually in the future save more money if you're willing to wait. But for now, you guys, I'm gonna end this one here. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and do all that awesome stuff, because you guys are awesome people. I'll see you next time. All right, bye.